I have had suicidal thoughts. Have you found yourself trying to be the strong person for everybody else, but you're drowning in your own sea? Having thoughts that you really don't feel comfortable sharing? Are you even a little embarrassed of these thoughts? Do you find yourself asking the question, why can't I be happy? Why can't I be normal? Let me tell you, you are not alone. In this video, I will be sharing successful tips that I have done that has helped me deal with my depression better. Stay tuned. Come have a seat and let's chat because it is time to dive deep, okay? Depression is such a serious matter. To be honest, I don't think we truly understand how severe and life or death depression can really be, because some people have taken their life because of depression. My heart goes out to them. Some people have been crying out and no one has really been hearing their cries. Have you found yourself trying to be the strong person for everybody else, but you're drowning in your own sea? That was me. I have been there. I have had suicidal thoughts. I have felt like I don't want to wake up the next morning, like feeling like, why am I here? I just felt like I didn't have any purpose. Just dealing with so much pain and trauma, dealing with so much death and uncertainty, dealing with snakes as friends. Y'all, life can become very hectic. And just know that you are not your thoughts. Please understand that you are not your thoughts. I don't care how negative and nasty those thoughts get, you are not your thoughts, okay? And you have to empower your brain and your mind to understand that you have power over those thoughts. Y'all, we don't have a clue on how important and how strong our mind is, our mental is. We sit down every day and we come home and we spend so much time on our social medias, everybody else's business, and gossiping and just doing everything else instead of really paying attention to our mental space and our mental health. And the world is hurting because of it. And I was there, y'all, but I got to the point to where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had to do something quick because things were getting really, really rough, and I just didn't know how much more of it I could take. Honestly, I just want you to know, I don't know who needs to hear this message. You are not your thoughts. God made you exactly how He wanted you, and He is just waiting for you to become your higher self and to fall truly in love with yourself, okay? The first thing that I did to help me deal with my depression is I replaced all my toxic coping mechanisms with healthy coping mechanisms. I replaced all my toxic addictions with healthy addictions. Some examples of toxic addictions may be drinking, gambling, having promiscuous sex. Not loving yourself, to me, is a toxic addiction. Fighting, gossiping, drugs. Sometimes we find ourselves doing because we're running from our pain inside. We're running from the truth. We're running from those childhood wounds that we just never had the power to heal. Some positive things that I have done in replace of the negative things were yoga, meditation, praying, spending time truly by myself with no distractions, y'all. Journaling, shadow work, okay? If you don't know what shadow work is basically facing your inner demon, facing the negative side of yourself, and healing that thing. That's what shadow work is. And I noticed once I started to implement little by little in my life, my mental health became so much better. I began to gain so much clarity. I was so peaceful because instead of outpouring everything, I was taking my energy and my power back, and I was saying no more to people. I was just done being a people's pleaser, okay? So those negative toxic addictions that you have, baby, I'm sorry to tell you that your mental health is not going to get no more better the more you indulge in it. It's just going to continue to get worse. And I know it's not easy. It's not something that you can do overnight. Listen to me, please. Put your mind to it and you can definitely do it. Just please ask yourself, how much longer are you going to continue to put yourself through the pain and the trauma that you are dealing with? Because even though a lot of us don't want to hear it, where a lot of the bad things in life we sign ourselves up for. The second thing I did in my life that has helped me deal with my depression is I have dealt with my childhood trauma, and I am still dealing with my trauma. A lot of the times, guys, when we are children, we go through so much trauma, and then we just keep on growing, and we do not reflect, or we do not deal with those childhood traumas because either we weren't taught to, we don't think it's important, we think that we've gotten over them, and in our adult lives, all these traumas are just showing us that we have not really dealt with them. I noticed once I started to do my shadow work and to do my inner work, I noticed that one thing I lacked a lot was self-love. I did not love myself. I actually hated myself. I actually hated what I looked in the mirror and what I seen. How can you expect to live a life full of abundance, to live a happy life, if you can't even look in the mirror at yourself and smile? If you can't look in the mirror at yourself and say, I love you, you're beautiful, you're handsome, I'm whatever, how do we expect to really live a life of happiness and joy when we don't even like ourselves? We do not even like ourselves. I believe that's one of the main areas to start, because a lot of people, a lot of grown adults, a lot of humans, we do not love ourselves. Hell, we don't even like ourselves, okay? You cannot expect to live a life of abundance and happiness and joy and peace if you don't even like or love yourself. Where a lot of us need to start. We need to start with dealing with our childhood trauma. Maybe you were abused sexually when you were younger. Maybe you were abused physically when you were younger. Maybe you were abused mentally when you were younger. Maybe you weren't abused at all. You weren't taught to love yourself. Maybe people took advantage of you, and maybe people made you feel bad for just being who God made you. Any of those things can contribute to us having childhood wounds that you don't even realize that you have. As a counselor in a rehab before I had Rosalind, and a lot of those grown men in there were dealing with childhood traumas, and they was in their 40s and 50s and 20s and 30s, all different age ranges. But that really helped me understand humanity, and then that really helped me really realize with people that a lot of us have not dealt with our childhood trauma. There's no way you can have peace with unforgiveness in your heart. There is no way you can have peace with hatred in your heart. There is no way you can have peace with unhealed trauma in your heart. Tip that I done that has contributed tremendously to my depression in a healthy, successful way is I have changed my perspective, y'all. You do not understand how powerful changing your perspective is, because if you understood it, you'll be doing it, okay? If you understood it, you would be doing it. Example of looking at the glass half empty or half full. Y'all, it's the thing, okay? You can either be pessimistic in this lifetime, or you can be optimistic. Like they say, you can really take lemons and make lemonade. Y'all, in every situation, there is good, okay? I'm trying to tell you, in every situation, there is good. And I used to always, like when I used to listen to videos and hear that, I'd be like, man, what? Like, people are crazy. Like, you know, they be sounding Joe. You know, I ain't trying to be that type of person, but you kind of have to act crazy or think crazy in that way to keep your sanity and to get some peace in your life, okay? Always just try to think positive. For example, with my mother's death, let's use something drastic like this. With my mother's death, my mother had cancer. She had stage 4 cancer, and she died a slow, horrible death. Yes, her death was horrible, and yes, I miss her, and yes, I would do anything to get my mother back. However, me looking positive in that situation is me saying my mother is no longer in pain. She's not suffering. Thank God that she did live to be 60. Yeah, thank God she did live to be 60. Even though it hurts me every day, and my life will never be the same, and I will never be the same, and my daughter will never be able to meet my mother, and I'm the only girl in the family. I can go on and on about the negativity. I can go on and on about the negativity. But guess what gave me peace? Guess what is giving me peace? Me being positive about that situation. Okay? Me understanding that, Tisha, guess what? We all have to leave one day. Tisha, guess what? No one is going to live for forever. And yes, we all would love to choose what time our loved ones die. We all would love to have our mothers live to be 150, 99. You know, we all would love that. But that's just not how life works. And God has that power, not us. So that's just one example that I'm speaking of when I'm saying you have to try to find the good or the positive in every situation, because once you start to do that, that will help you find peace in your life. Once you start training your mind, once you start training your subconscious to look for the good, to look for the positive, that is when change is going to come. That is when the universe and that is when God is going to start giving you more positive, because you're starting to appreciate the positive more. Let's be real. Some of us tend, like when we have depression, and I can't speak for everybody, I'm just speaking for me. Comment down below if you think like this as well, or you have experienced this. A lot of us sometimes dwell on the negative more than the positive. For example, something positive might happen to us and we might allow ourselves to half-ass go through the emotions, or to half-ass feel those emotions, or it might happen today and we forget about it tomorrow. But let something negative happen. Let something negative happen. We're gonna harp on that for the next 6 months to a year. Why are we like that? Why? But guess what? You don't have to stay like that. You can change your subconscious. You can train your subconscious to think positive. How, Tisha? You can listen to positive, motivational things. Instead of listening to drama, gossip, toxic music, listen to positive, motivational things that are going to feed your soul, that are going to feed your mind. Stop listening to corrupt things all day, every day, thinking that that's going to attract peace in your life, because it's not. You can listen to the conscious mind programming when you go to sleep. That's what I've been doing. I was listening to self-love. They have like childhood trauma healing. They have all of that. Even on YouTube, type it up, sleep meditation or self-love. Listen, y'all, YouTube has everything, literally. Search it up. How bad do you want your depression to get better? How bad do you want your mental to get better? How bad do you want your life to level up? But I'm sitting here talking to y'all because I just really wish I had someone in my life that really came and sat down and could help me, y'all. I really didn't have nobody that could help me. Everybody around me was dealing with the same thing. I was a strong person people were coming to, so no one never really understood what I was dealing with. I just felt like I was sinking in the deep, dark hole, and I just felt like there was no way out. Also is gratitude. Gratitude is something that I have implemented in my daily life that has helped my depression, because guess what? Anytime my mind wants to think negative, I always find the things that I am grateful for, and I thank God for them every day, because the more you show gratitude to this earth, the more you thank God for everything that you have, the more you show gratitude to the universe, the more the universe will continue to give you. If you were the universe, would you want to give yourself something if you were ungrateful? If someone is ungrateful in your life right now, are you giving them more? Are you giving them less? Positive and negative cannot coexist. A positive thought and a negative thought cannot coexist in your mind at the same time. This is a gem. Listen to what I'm saying. This is a gem. A positive thought and a negative thought cannot coexist in your mind at the same time. Okay? That means when you're giving gratitude, even if you're writing it down, if you're saying it out loud, even if you're thinking it, that time while you're giving gratitude, no negativity can be present. Why? Because you're in a positive frequency. So the more you do it, the more you shall be given. Listen, baby, it's true. I hope this video has helped someone today, okay? I hope it has helped. Even if this video has helped one person today, I'm thankful, I'm grateful. Remember, you are not your thoughts. Please, if you don't take anything else from this video that I have said, please remember you are not your thoughts, okay? And please remember, you have to fall in love with yourself in order to see any change in your life or your mental health. Please start there. If you don't know where to start, Tisha, I don't know where to start. Start there. Start with learning how to love you, the true you. I love y'all. Take care. And come see me again next time.